Hello, this is Vin and Pip's channel, and today we're going to be reading Romans 10 and have a little look at Isaiah, where it's also quoting the same scripture. Here we go. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God of Israel is that they might be saved, for I bear them record that they have a zeal of Jehovah, but not according to knowledge, for they being ignorant of God's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God. So it's talking about a people who are going around with no knowledge of God's righteousness, but they've got a zeal for God, but they're ignorant of the righteousness of God. I mean, does that remind you of anybody? They know the Godhead, like the churches, a lot of people, pretty much everyone, yeah. So they have a zeal for God, for Jehovah, but not according to knowledge, for they being ignorant of God's righteousness, and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God. For Messiah is the end of the law, for righteousness to every one that believeth. So the end of what law? The end of sacrificial law. For Moses describeth the righteousness which is of the law, a man's law, that the man which doeth those things shall live by them. Yeah? But the righteousness which is of faith speaketh on this. Wise, say not in thine heart, who shall ascend into heaven? Or who shall descend into the deep? To bring up Messiah again. But what saith it? The word is nigh thee, even in thy mouth, and in thy heart, that is, the word of faith, which we preach. That if thou shalt confess with thy mouth the Lord Yeshua, and shalt believe in thine heart that Jehovah hath raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. For with the heart man believeth unto righteousness, unto the covenant, and with thy mouth confession is made unto salvation. For the scripture saith, whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed. For there is no difference between the Jew and the Greek, for the same Lord over all is rich unto all that call upon him. For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. See, whosoever call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. But I mean, people don't know his name, do they? I mean, they don't know his name. But this next scripture explains that. How then shall they call on him whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe on him whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? And how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things. But they have not all obeyed the gospel. For Elias saith, Lord, who had believed our report? So it's talking about a people are going to be called to become servants, to go out and preach his word. Yeah. Now I'm just going to jump over because it's saying the same thing in Isaiah 52:7. So we'll go from 52:7. How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publisheth peace, that bring good tidings of good, that publish salvation, that saith unto Zion, thy God reigneth. Thy watchmen shall lift up the voice, with the voice together they shall sing, for they shall see eye to eye. So there's only going to be one gospel, yeah? And like Paul says, if anybody preach any of the gospel, let them be accursed. And he says it twice in Galatians. So get rid if anyone's talking wallop. When the Lord shall bring again Zion, break forth into joy, sing together. Ye waste places of Jerusalem, for the Lord hath comforted his people. He hath redeemed Jerusalem. The Lord hath made bare his holy arm in the eyes of all the nations, and all the ends of the earth shall see the salvation of Jehovah. Depart ye, go out. From thence touch no unclean thing. Go ye out of the midst of her. Be ye clean, that bear the vessels of the Lord. Bear the vessels of the Lord, indicating to the key of David, be clean, Be clean unto the Sabbath day. For ye shall not go out with haste, nor go by fight, flight, but the Lord will go before you, and the God of Israel will be your reward. You have clean hands, and a pure heart shall see God. That's Matthew 5. Now let's get back to Romans 10:16. But they have not all obeyed the gospel, for Isaiah saith, Lord, who had believed our report? So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the words of God. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, their sound went out unto all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world. But I say, did not Israel know? First Moses saith, I will provoke you to jealousy with them that are no people, and by a foolish nation I will anger you. But Isaiah is very bold, and saith, I was found of them that sought me not. I was made manifest unto them that asked not after me. But to Israel he saith, all day long have I stretched forth my hand unto a disobedient and gainsaying people. Well, it's self-explanatory, isn't it? So it seems like the publicans and the harlots were listening, and then Israel, being a rebellious people, just didn't want to know, didn't want to hear. You know, because what they were doing, if you go back, they were full of their own righteousness, and not that they didn't want to hear the commandments, and they didn't want to hear the righteousness of God because of pride. And that pride comes before a fall, as we all know. Till next time.